All right, chess people. Here today to talk a little bit about that elephant in the room. As far as chess players go, and of course, I'm talking about the chess slump. I'm talking about the cooler. I'm talking about where you just can't make a good move to save your life. And we're going to look at some of the things that can greatly affect, how you're thinking about your next move over the board. So, first off, obviously, physical fitness. If you didn't get no sleep, don't expect to play a super duper game. If you got too much sleep, don't expect to play a super duper game. If you've got worries and stresses and taxes and, girlfriends or wives that are giving you the issues, or you're studying and you have a big tests and whatever, car problems, tooth problems, the physical issues. All right, that's going to affect your chess. Okay. So, it's kind of obvious, but maybe it can't be overlooked. All right, look at yourself. Do you play good on an empty stomach? Do you play good on a full stomach? I just ate and I played a game. How did I do? These kinds of things. So for me, I know, especially on an empty stomach, I don't do so good. Not too good. I'm not sure about after I eat. I don't know if I do good or not. I don't know. But I do know that on an empty stomach, it's like, I don't know. It's weird. I just don't have the comfort. Anyway, long story short, that's the physical fitness of it. We're not going to really touch too much on that. Aside to say, hey, even sometimes vitamins, sugar, caffeine intake, too much, too little, all of those things, it can, have an effect. So that's enough said about the physical fitness. I want to really talk about the mental fitness. That's what this article speaks about. This was coming straight off a cooler. And I took a step back and had a good look at what was really going on in my mind. And I realized that there's a big contrast, a big dichotomy between good chess and fear. Yes, so that's what this one's about. This is about slump. This is about fear. And I make the case, and it's very clear, that fear and good chess can't occupy the same space at the same time. All right? So when you're ever playing your very best chess, notice you're excited. Notice it's thrilling. You can't wait to see what your opponent's going to do about what you're trying to do to your opponent, and then what you're going to think of next. And it's just one big thrill ride. Win, lose, or draw, it's a good game. You don't regret playing. You fought hard, didn't quite make it. Your opponent fought better. You fought hard, and your opponent fought hard, but you crushed him. He couldn't hold on. You broke through that one last pawn, or whatever the case was. Cool. Where's fear in that? It's nowhere to be found. When you're playing your best chess, you're going to find instances of artistry. You're going to find instances of ingenuity, of focus, concentration, imagination, invention, calculation, concentration, these kinds of things. It's a creative process. Okay? It's an art form, and artistry is involved. Think about it this way. There's a reason why you would never forget, barring severe brain damage, you would never forget how to figure out or understand fully why 2 plus 2 equals 4 on Monday, and then forget that by Tuesday, or unlearn it by Tuesday, or get confused about it by Tuesday. It couldn't happen. If you learned 2 plus 2 equals 4 on Monday, you know that for the rest of your life. And you can apply it anywhere you go. And logically, we would think it should be the same with chess. It's not. It's most certainly not. You can play good one day, terrible the next. Well, why is that? Well, it's simple. Because it's not math. There's a difference there. There's mathematics in chess. Absolutely. But there must be something else that's critical involved with a chess move that has nothing at all to do with math, that can determine that you're 100 points up on Monday and 400 points down on Tuesday, or however many the cases. You see? And this is what it is. That's your creative process there. That's taking a beating. All right? And so if you can't be creative, how can you think of a good move? If you can't be creative, how can you think of a good defense or attack or whatever? Your analysis and assessment of the position will be inferior. Even to yourself yesterday. Just because whatever makes somebody have, creative processes or whatever, it's just not, clicking good. And once again, we find that fear and good chess can't possibly occupy the same space at the same time. When you're playing brilliant and you know it, when you're making moves that you would not have made yesterday or the day before, when you understand full and well that, hey, I'm on a different level today, there's no thought of, I hope I don't lose this game. I really don't want to lose my rating. Well, if I lose this, I'll be down 12 points, and then I'll have to win 2 in a row to get back up ahead like this, la 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 la. All this stuff like this, man. All of that is extremely toxic. Which is, it's a catch-22. Because chess players are highly competitive people by nature. I do believe that's true. People want their ratings. People want their scores. All right? You always want to do better and better and better and watch that rating climb. Today's the day I'm not going to lose a game. I'm just going to move right this time. I'm going to learn from my mistakes and do better and so on. Okay? So if you're highly competitive, it means you're worrying about your score. You're worrying about your score, you're fearing you're going to lose this game. If you're fearing you're going to lose this game, good chess isn't in you. Alright? What other fear is there? Well, the fear of playing somebody overrated. Huh? Go sit down at the chessboard with somebody 200 points above your best. Huh? You're competitive. You want to win. This guy's 200 points better than you. He gonna beat you probably. Probably anything you want to play. You feel this guy sees coming down the pipe, and has a counter for, and won't let you get into the variations you want to play, and won't let you plan, and won't let you defend, and won't let you attack, and he's just so much better. And you're paralyzed on move 1. You can't even decide what move 1's going to be. Because you've lost before you even start. You're so wrapped up on how you can't... listen to how bad it is. If you don't believe me, this is how, right here. Check this out. Sat there thinking about a move. I don't know what to play in this position. This guy's so much better than me. I got a good game here. I just need a right move here. I can't think of it. Boom. Distracted. Called away from the game. Come back to the same position. I didn't move yet, still my move. But I had forgotten I was playing Overrated. And pardon me if you heard the story before, but it's critical. I forgot I was playing Overrated. So when I looked at the chessboard, I didn't see an impossible situation created by somebody 200 points better than me that can't make a mistake. That would never drop a pawn. That would never drop a bishop. That would never... You understand, make a blatant error. They're 200 points above me after all. That's not what I saw. All I saw was the board. And as soon as I forgot whom it was that I was playing, the board said, look, you're going to go up, I think it was a bishop. But I went up a bishop. I don't think it was left hanging. It may have been. I remember it was possibly left hanging, or it was very simple to take it. I think it was hanging. I'm almost sure. It was hanging, man. There's a hanging bishop. I came back. Hey, why don't I just take that bishop though? Let me just take that. I win, right? I win that bishop. Why don't I just take that bishop? All right. So there I was sitting how many minutes looking for a solution. I come back. I take one glance. Look, there's a bishop basically hanging. Big blunder. All right, but I literally couldn't see it before, simply because my belief and knowledge that this person who's 200 points better than me plays better, sees more, blunders less, couldn't make a mistake like that. And since I knew that this guy couldn't make a mistake like that, I couldn't see a mistake. It's called cognitive dissonance. When what you know and believe overrides what you see in front of your face. That's called cognitive dissonance. This isn't theoretical. This is very simple psychology. And at the root of that, as applies to chess, is ultimately the fear. It's not his rating being 200 points higher that caused me to overlook that. Let's be clear here. Let's be clear. I am not saying that when you sit down at a chessboard with somebody 200 points above you, you will never see their blunders. You will never see their mistakes. I said if you fear them, you will not see their blunders. You will not see their mistakes. You'll almost checkmate yourself. It almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, really and truly. Because all of your best moves, they saw coming. So play something else. So you're condemned to not play your best moves because you believe that it's just on so many levels. You're done before you even begin. When you enter fear into the picture, you see. It can't be there. Fear and good chess do not share space. They can't share space on many, many levels. Period. All right? So when you're talking about overrated players, or you're talking about your own score, it's the same thing. You know, I'll never, at every benchmark, 1700, 1800, 1900, 2000, it's always been a matter of, oh, I'm at my highest score I've ever been. I don't want to lose my next game. That would be a tragedy. And maybe I'm not as good as I think. What happens if this is my ceiling and I never get any better? Oh, I don't want to go back under 1800 points. I want to go back under 1900 points. I want to go back under. And so you're psyching yourself out. What kind of how is that a way to play chess? It's move one. Don't forget, you don't want to lose the game because then you'll dip back below your... Huh? Now make your move. I think E4. Is E4 going to keep me at 1900? I hope so. Move 2. Okay, look, he's played, E6. French, what you going to do now with that French? Don't forget, you don't want to lose your points now. Oh, that's true. That's true. My score's the highest it's ever been. I don't want to lose my points. Oh. And you playing with that? So every second of your thought process, every second thought is your score and how you're going to, this isn't chess. You don't play good chess like that, man. I've never played good chess in that situation. I'm so distracted. Fear and good chess don't, you see, share space, you see. No. It's got to be something entirely different that we're doing at that chessboard when we sit down to play a game. And maybe the answer is right there in the question, to play a game. And it might seem simple when all the grandmasters, they kind of chuckle when they say it. It's not life or death, just playing a game. And we hear that maybe a little different. But I think when they say it, I think they know exactly what they're talking about. It's deep. That's actually deep. That's actually very deep. Because we don't know it, but they've just kind of given us a key, a little bit of a way out. You understand? A little bit of a solution for a problem that probably every chess player runs into. And we're not talking about the slump. There's nothing, I don't think, we can really do about a real actual slump. But they're giving us a way out of all the other stuff. It's unnecessary. All of the other cycle. They say just play the game. That's what you're there for, right? To have what? Enjoy yourself, right? All right. So how enjoyable is that? Oh, he's 200 points better than me. I'll never win. Already that's getting stupid. Already that's getting no good. A lot of these sites now you can just turn off the score of your opponent. I like that feature. It's a good feature. Turn it off and watch your chess jump 100 points. You understand? So what are you to do there then? Play the game, have fun. How? What's fun about it? Well, when I play my best chess, it's never the little points I get at the end of a win. It's not even the feeling at the end of the game, win or lose, that, I played a good game there. That's not even it either. It's while I'm in the game, just, really focusing on the arguments as to why a piece should be on one square versus another. It's really just all about finding the best squares. That's what's enjoyable. That's what's fun. That's what you have to have your mind on. That's what you sit down to do. All right? And it shouldn't be distracted by any kind of other fear or anything like that. No. You're just there to make the best move. That's all. And when you're playing good, it's a thoroughly enjoyable experience. And no time for anything else. All right? You're just in there to be creative and show some ingenuity and artistry and just have a good time with it. All right? So, it says here, real simple. Don't worry about points. First and foremost, before you're a chess player, you're a chess fan. You're a chess enthusiast. So you have one thing to do. As a chess engineer, you have one job. You have one bottom line here. There's just nothing else to be on your mind. 100% of the time, you're doing one thing, only one thing: finding the most efficient, best squares for your piece to occupy. And watching and admiring the combination of art and math as you accomplish this prerogative. That's what it is. That's what you're doing at the chessboard. Everything else can take a ride. Who cares? You're just there about your moves. That's it. You're about your position. You're about this game. That's it. You're about that pawn there, this bishop here, his knight there, his king there, your king here. That's what you're about when you're playing chess games. All the rest can take a hike. And on the point of playing Overrated, by the way, what you want to do is make sure that you play more overrated than underrated. For me, I set my filter 100 below. I don't play people more than 100 below me, or 200, 250 above me. And that should really be all the way. I should be playing people much, much better. But I keep it at a couple hundred above me. And in this way, what ends up happening is iron ends up sharpening iron. And you acclimate yourself to what's expected of you on that chessboard. You know that you need to play better than you have been if you want to win this game, because you're always playing overrated people like that. Alright, and you get a little better each time. This is not good if you're starting to play lower people. You start playing lower, you're going to play lower, believe me. Whatever you play with, that's what you become. So you want to really make sure that for the most of the time you're playing people that are better than you. And once again, listen, if that's a problem, if you feel like, I would lose points, they're better than me, and I like winning, I mean, I know I'm not playing a lot better people than me, but at least I'm winning and stuff like that. Then you're on the wrong track for sure. Guaranteed you're on the wrong track. Guaranteed. If that suggestion is like, nah, I don't really look forward to that, that's not good. You're thinking about everything exactly the wrong way. You have too much fear going on there. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. All right. So you want to definitely understand that it's a bonus. When somebody sits down at a chessboard with you and they're, 100 points better, 200 points better, just feel kind of privileged. That you get to sharpen iron gets to sharpen iron a little bit there. All right. So it's really the fear. I think that is an unnecessary evil. And it stems from just not really knowing what you're supposed to be doing at the chessboard and getting involved in obsessing over everything but what you should be thinking about. And as such, you can spiral down. So anyway, that's what it was. Just a short one to let you know fear is the enemy. You're not supposed to have no fear. No fear when you're moved nothing. It's the other thing too, it blocks ingenuity. Listen, it's interesting when I play, especially for days straight, so that it really gets ingrained and I can see how I play at my best. And I notice when I play at my best, I make different moves. That's the one thing that's extremely glaring and consistent. When I play my best, I make different moves. They could play the same opening, all right. But let's say I play a week good. I'm playing my best chess that I play. I'm at my top level. Everything's clicking. Everything's there that I need. My artistry is there. My ingenuity is there. The creativity, everything. It's all there. Let's say for a week straight. On Monday, you could play a variation on the French style. Move 5, I might do something. But on Tuesday, I might do something else. Even if it won or lost on Monday, whatever. Who cares? No concern. Just play the position. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try the other. And it's just for different reasons. You're just reasoning. The different themes in the different narratives in the position, the fundamentals in the position, and you just play differently. And that's one thing I notice. When I play good, I play different, and not just different one way, but different from day to day. So we could play the same first 5 moves, but Monday to Friday, and say 10 times or something, and maybe I played 4 times differently. You understand? Which I never do that. I never normally do that. Because I'm never normally playing my best, Normally it's just like, automatic. Throw the pieces out, then look for combinations and tactics and whatever. Just do something automatic until there's a problem and then deal with the problem. And it's just so different when you're playing your best. That doesn't happen anymore. Every move means something. And you know what it means. And what it means fits into what you plan to do. And what it means fits into what your opponent is trying to do. And what it means, you understand, it just knocks out a whole lot more birds with one stone. And maybe that's the good point to leave it on, because a point was made the other day that's so powerful that needs to be repeated almost anywhere in every lecture, and that's to say this: when you're playing a grandmaster, they're so efficient with their moves that it's like they get an extra one. It's like for every two moves you make, they make 3. That's what you're actually up against when you're playing a grandmaster. If you want to play a grandmaster, just take your friend that's just as good as you, no better, no worse, and just give them an extra move, so that they're moving 3 moves every time you move 2. Now you're playing a grandmaster. That's what it's like. How do I figure? Because they can see what they do is they assign roles for their pieces. Each piece has a role. And there's X amount of things that one single piece does where it sits. It can block a diagonal and threaten this and protect that and Man, it's a lot that one piece can do. Believe me, one piece on one square can do like a dozen different things. You understand me? And what these grandmasters do is they'll assign roles to pieces so that it's doing just X amount of things. 4 different things, 7 different things. And it's just like tempo. Where somebody that's maybe a little more advanced at chess, they're gonna make a move and delay a move and so on, so that they don't have to move that piece twice. And then they get an extra move. That's probably the most glaring and obvious example. Is grandmasters know how to preserve tempo like that. But again, you can even do it just by having one piece do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different things. That's another way you can get tempo. Like it's I don't know how to describe it, but if you're playing somebody that can assign one piece to 6 different roles and 6 different tasks, that does 6 different things, where the most you can ever do is assign a piece to do 4 different things. Think about that. How is that not like you playing 2 moves and them playing 3? How is that not? If every time they move a piece, they can have it do 6 different things, and every time you move a piece, you can only have it do 4 different things. You might be 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. He moves, I move. He moves, I move. He moves, I move. But they're working at 33% more efficiency. So that translates. If you're talking about efficiency overall, you could think about, imagine then if they were only moving 4, doing the same as you, assigning each piece to only 4 roles, just like you, but 33% more means moves. You could translate that into material. You can translate that into tempo. You can translate that into everything. They're just overall 33% more efficient. Just because they can do that. And that's why you and I will never sit down and beat them. That just won't happen. Until we learn how to what? Assign our pieces to what? 7 different roles. Where they can only name 6 things that a piece does where it sits, we can name 7. Therefore, we can you understand? No, I mean that's not all there is to chess. If you have brain damage and you can't calculate like you used to when you're a little younger, yeah, SOL. You'll never be a grandmaster. If you can't calculate, you can know everything you want to know and everything else, but the calculation's part and parcel with assigning roles. Because if they can calculate and you can't, then you're inaccurate. You're thinking you're assigning something to 7 different roles, but you're really not, because the tactics don't support that. Your calculation is limited. Your tactics are incorrect after, if you can, think 2 moves deep and the justifications for why that piece shouldn't be there are lying at 4 or 5 or 6 move variations deep. You understand that's now disqualified, and long story short, you got to be able to calculate as well a little bit. But that's all kind of part and parcel with assigning roles to pieces. But this is what we're talking about, and this is what's going on. And once again, this is the joy of chess. This is what you sit down at chessboard to do, to argue, to debate. I argue that your pawn is misplaced there. I argue that it's exactly where it should be. Because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, I think it can be undermined because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, what you don't know is blah, 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 blah. You didn't think about that. Yes, I did. What you didn't think about was that although blah, 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 look at this here. Blah, 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 blah. So now what you going to do about that rook that's going to be, misplaced or, trapped in there or whatever. I don't care about that rook because blah, 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 blah. Knight fork. Thank you for your queen. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't see that. Yeah, you get my queen. And if I do that, yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Pawn's misplaced. You're right. You understand? That's what we do. That's what you're there to do. You're there to debate the position, man. You're there to play the game. You're there to play the game. Enjoy yourself and have an argument for fun. So one place in the world where arguments are the fun. Always fun. No hard feelings. It's just fun to argue. That's all I'll leave you with. Have no fear. Chess people, may your pieces find good squares.